Hey guys, welcome back. Can you believe these insanely ugly small bathrooms? Today, we're talking about teensy-tiny micro bathrooms, mistakes, and how to fix them. Now first, what's the difference between a micro bathroom and just a teensy-tiny small one? Well, the micro bathrooms tend to be what are called all-in-one spaces. They're often found in places like mobile homes, boats, planes, micro apartments, and they're basically just one big wet room. Now, a small or tiny bathroom has distinct separate functions, like the toilet is separated from the shower, which is also separated from the vanity sink. Now they're just tiny bathrooms, okay? And they're found in small houses, cabins, really old buildings where they've had to cut out space to get a bathroom, or under stairs, things like that. Just smaller spaces in general. It may seem backwards, but the reality of it is, with a small space, it's really easy to make giant mistakes. Things like too much pattern or color going on, or what I call grout madness. Ooh, we want to stay away from accent grouts. Tile insanity in general. Way too much patterns, guys. That'll drive you crazy in a small space. Or just too much decor. To be honest, you have to think like it's a boat. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. But first, if you're new to my channel, be sure and smack that subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time I drop a video. Okay. So, number one is, if you've got a tiny bathroom situation, you need to be super intentional about your design choices, starting with your layout. Now, if you're forced into a tiny rectangle, like a 2-meter square, then it's a micro bathroom. You're gonna have to do it as an all-in-one space, which is fine. You just need to know how to do that right. But if you can squeeze in a couple more feet, you can actually get a tiny bathroom out of it, which is a separated toilet, sink, and shower. And I'm going to show you how to do those the right way. Number two is you want to pick your fixtures super carefully. Think tiny toilets. There's some that are elongated bowl, some are short, some are narrow, which are great. Narrow or shallow or even corner sinks can be super helpful in this situation. And tub pans or shower pans that are made for small spaces. Like, I love this one here that's cut in on one side so that you can have a shower in one area and still have a little bit of a tub, but you've also got room to stand in front of a basin. That's a great little solution. So now number three is getting your lighting right. Now, you always want to take advantage of any windows you may have there. This is a great solution where it's a window in a gable, but they're still making the clearance space tall enough so someone can walk by and enjoy the daylight. But then you want to look for things like backlit mirrors. That's a great solution. Recessed ceiling fixtures. Get those lights up inside. Under cabinet or behind shelves LED lighting is fantastic for little tiny bathrooms. These are all great solutions for spaces. You have to think unconventionally. Number four is plan your finishes with intention. If I have ever seen the KISS principle in action, it's now. Now, how do you do that with a tiny bathroom? Well, you make the choice to make your walls and ceilings either light or dark, it doesn't matter, and then the flooring goes the opposite. Now, why does that work? Because it fools the eye into making the space feel larger visually. Never go against this principle with things like accent grout or extra small little patterns, things like that, because those patterns actually destroy that visual construct you're creating. So these are good examples of perfect solutions. The all white walls there with white grout and then that black floor, that makes that bathroom feel much larger than it is, as opposed to the one right next to it where that's just grout madness and it feels like you're standing in a Alice in Wonderland bathroom. Now, I'm not saying use no color, guys, but what you want to do is use color or whatever your focal point and accent is going to be super intentionally. Like, look at this bathroom where they used the blue up on the ceiling. That doesn't make the bathroom feel small. Or this bathroom where there's just one narrow back wall of the shower that is the accent color, and it carries down to the floor. So again, it doesn't disrupt the visual of the space feeling endless, all right? Or you can do something as simple as just make brass your accent in this pretty little transitional one. So those are good solutions, and they will give you a tiny bathroom that feels a lot larger. Now, number 5 is you have to become a storage wizard, guys. When you are dealing with tiny spaces like this, like I've said before, it's just like a boat. You have to think about every inch you can squeeze out. You have to get super flexible and creative. I love this one where there's cabinets up above head height. So yes, you have to reach up to get to those, but they're out of the way of anybody, and you can store a bunch of stuff in there. Or how about this? Just dig into the space between 2 studs and carve out some shelving that goes floor to ceiling. It's great behind a doorway. So these kinds of solutions are what you need to think about when you're dealing with tiny spaces, small, baby bathrooms. Now, if you want to know more about how to work with your tiny spaces, you want to check out my website, check out the small space playlist, and I'll see you soon.